Hello, hello, good afternoon. Hang on one second. Let me just make sure I am where I think I am. Yes, whew. That was where I didn't belong. Anyway, my name is Betty Sakosha. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and the team leader for the Power of Positive Inking. And I haven't been on in forever. I have been noticeably absent. Well, maybe you noticed, maybe you didn't. Maybe I've been unnoticeably absent. But in any case, I had a couple of minutes. I didn't even tell you I was coming. I just said, you got the time, you got the stuff, get out there and do it. And so here I am. So happy Friday afternoon. It's a gorgeous day here in New England. And it's actually a shame if you're inside watching me, but hopefully you're catching the replay. So tell me if you were able to watch this, what the weather was like when you were actually able to watch this. In any case, I have two really simple cards to show you today with just a couple of, oh shoot, I hope I have an upgrade on one of the cards. Let's find out if I actually put it here. Anyway, but simple cards. There's nothing here that is going to blow your mind, I'm pretty sure. On the other hand, sometimes that's exactly what we need when we head to our craft room, right? We need something quick and done. And that's what I've got for you tonight. Or today. So let me flip you down, show you what we got. Let's see. And it's been a long time. Can I find the flip button? Yes. Ooh. It's been a long time, but I haven't changed my cleaning skills, have I? Okay, so there is my information. I'm going to quickly see if I can grab what I thought I might have put away. Boom, got it. Okay. Whew. There is an upgrade on the second card. Okay. So, let me see if I can zoom in just enough to get what's on my desk. Keep my charger where it belongs. Oops. Okay. All right, here we go. As I said, my name is Betty Sakosha. You can find anything you see today at bettyboop.stampinup.net. That is my storefront. And let me see if I can make you go like that. It's easier to look at. Okay, so we're going to start today. Super simple card. I did these cards over the past, well, I did these cards yesterday with a senior group that I work with. A bunch of lovely women over in Norwood, Mass. And I don't know, I just really like this card and it's so summery and I had extra parts. So I said, I will share with the masses. That's you. In case you're wondering. Okay, I did forget a bunch of things across the room, like my bone folder. Okay. I'm not a fan of doing anything I don't have to. So some people translate that as lazy, and that is appropriate. So I have not scored this piece of cardstock. It's just a half a piece of cardstock, 5.5 by 8.5. But if you fold it, this is a standard fold. There's nothing fancy about this. Non-fancy folds, but I'm just going to give it a tight crease there. Now, it's definitely lined up on both sides here. It's good to go. Put that aside. Alrighty. To build the front of this card, we are going to use some paper from the Homemade Sweetness Designer Series paper. So you can see a bunch of this paper in here. It's got some little preserves. It's got big berries. It's got gingham. Whoops. It's got paper that doesn't belong in there. It's got some ladybugs. And the back side of these are very interesting. Some are pretty neutral. And then some, this looks like notebook paper, a bunch of hearts, spoons, clovers. Okay, so you got it. I used a lot of this paper already. I love this paper. And I think one of the things that draws me to it is what this... the colors that are in the, particularly in the fruit, because normally we think of cherries as red or cherry colored, but this is actually strawberry slush, and I kind of love this color combination. So this is just a piece of DSP cut at 1.5 inches, and then I have a matching piece of strawberry slush cardstock that is cut 1/4 inch larger. I don't know if this glue is ready for me. Yes! Okay. Excellent. I've been having a good week, and it continues. Okay, so I'm just going to aim to get this approximately in the center. You know how to do that. If it's not in the center, don't worry. No one's judging. Anybody that's getting your card is not judging you. All right, now, to make that pop, right, that is not good. To make that pop, I'm going to use some vanilla paper. This doesn't... It's kind of, I don't know, was not a real white background here, so I had a hard time mixing it with white. So I said, let me put it with vanilla, and I really liked how that looked. So I'm using vanilla, and I'm not going to bring my Big Shot into the frame because, it's not a Big Shot. It's a stamp and cut and emboss machine, but it's too big for where I've got it, so you're going to have to just trust me on this. But my option for this is to, hey, Chris, is to emboss it with this little baby here that looks like the ladybugs, but kind of has a very strawberry look to it, to be honest. They are ladybugs, but if you look quick, they're strawberries. Or plaid. I think either would be fine, but I think I'm going to go with plaid. Like I said, either would have worked, but it's what I chose. Now, if the pattern is all over, and is not some patterns are all over. It doesn't matter where you put your paper. This pattern, it might matter to you. You might want this pretty straight. It's kind of a loose plaid, I call it. But if you loosely want it straight, you're going to line it up on this line across the bottom. And that has your best chance of being straight. And if it's something else that has to be straight, that's a good tip for you. Hey, Fran. Okay, so I'm going to put this on my platform. I'm running this through my Big Shot. I told you I wasn't going to put this on camera because I don't want to have to move my camera. You can see my arm moving here. Okay. All right, so, whoops, sorry. When I bring it in, it's got this beautiful plaid on it. Now the decision is which side of the plaid to use, because you've got outdents and indents. I think I'm going to go outdents. Neither is wrong, but one is more right. No, I'm kidding. You can do either way, it would come out fine. Because this is pretty heavily embossed, I like to use my green glue anytime anyway, but it gets in nooks and crannies when you push it down, and I feel like it holds it much better than using Seal or Seal Plus. It's just my opinion. Everybody's got an opinion about green glue. And if you want to talk about divisive, green glue is the most divisive, I think, of all the crafting tools. Okay, so now I'm gonna, I think I'll pop it over to this side here. You could put it on either side or right in the middle, anywhere you want, but I am gonna pop it over to that right side. No special reason. I'm going to move it over just a little bit because I want to be able to see this line of the plaid as well. Come on, down you go. Everything is hand cut. On good cutting things, but sometimes you can't see. I am seeing now that I cannot see comments. So if you are making a comment, and I haven't commented to you, I apologize. Okay, so for the front of the card, for my focal point, I have a little square and then a little bit smaller square, which I'm not going to emboss. I suppose I could have, but I'm not going to. And I have fussy cut. These are words you probably never hear again. I have fussy cut a bunch of the images that are in the DSP. So there are images that are larger preserve containers, and then there are images that are smaller. So let me this is an unopened one. I couldn't live without it, so I just ordered a new one. But you can see those are the big ones. And let me see if I can pull it here on the floor. Here are the small ones, right? So there's a big difference between them. And they both have their place, but right now I needed the big one. So I fussy cut a bunch of these. So I've got cherries, peaches, lemon curd, strawberry preserves. I think I am going to go with, I don't know, peaches. Anybody have an opinion? I'll wait. I'll wait to see what your opinion is while I am adhering this down. Because I know I'm not going to mess up this part, so I can adhere this. I don't often say that. But I'll say that today on this particular moment. Because there's nothing to stamp on here, so I can't mess it up. Okay. All right, and I think I'm going to put this... I don't really like that cherry. I can cover this cherry comfortably because I've got a cherry up there. So I think I'm going to put it right over here. And I'm going to put dimensionals on it because why not? All right, so these dimensionals, you may notice they're a little bit smaller. They're actually from a kit that I used and didn't use all the dimensionals. So I saved those and used it for this. And our kits, for some reason, seem to have dimensionals that are a little bit thicker than the regular dimensionals we sell. I do not know why. Your guess is as good as mine, but they're a little bit squishier, a little bit thicker. They still go through the mail fine, so have no fear. All right, let me just try out a few. Oh, I kind of like the color of the peach. Yeah, I'm going with peaches because I like the contrast in color here. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to go back to my dimensionals and put them all over the back of this. I am not a huge dimensional. Like, I use dimensionals a lot. Don't get me wrong. Don't misread what I just said. But I usually don't put so many dimensionals on this. The reason that I'm doing this is that this is just DSP. It's not cardstock. And so it doesn't kind of hold up quite so well when you... I mean, it does. It's fine. But I feel like the more dimensionals you can put on DSP, the better chance it has of retaining its dimensional shape. Okay, I'm aiming to put that sort of in the middle. Pretty easy, right? And to finish off my greeting on the front, let me save my little pre-cuts. I am going to use Strawberry Slush ink and the Filled with Sweetness stamp set. Still available. Everything I'm showing you was available as of 2 minutes ago. 3 minutes ago. However long I have been chatting. I checked it before I started. Unusual for me. Okay, so I'm using the word thank you. I had the opportunity to go to dinner with someone that made dinner for me this week, and she did a fantastic job. So I think this card is going to be coming to a mailbox near her. I won't say who she is, just in case she's watching. But if you invited me to dinner this week, it's probably happening. Okay, so I've got my thank you. This is literally these, you end up with so many of these. This is a half inch, because it's a quarter from each side. When you cut out this size layer, which is 4 by 5 1/4, when you cut those out to fit on or inside a card, you end up with tons of these little guys left over, these little half-inch strips. So I like to save a bunch, sometimes too many, but it is what it is. So I like to save a bunch so that they're ready when I want to do this. And I told you this was quick and simple, and I wasn't kidding. You could do this on a label that you've run through your Big Boss. But I also told you I don't do anything if I don't have to, aka lazy, so I didn't bother. Now this is my trick where I do this all the time. I dunk my label or circle or square or whatever I'm dealing with into my ink pad, because the ink pads currently are squishy and this trick works. It's a little bit more challenging with the new style ink pads that are coming, but I'll find a way to make it work. I've got time to work on that. Okay, so now I've got what looks like it's a got a layer behind it, which is fantastic. And I'm going to put dimensionals on just one side of it because I'm going to hang it over this side. So I want dimensionals here, but not here. Okay? But I already put two-dimensional worth of dimensions, right? Because I put them under this layer and under this layer. So to get it to that same layer, I'm going to use an extra set of dimensionals here and stack them. These are really stacked because I told you these are kind of, it's a different thickness. At least I think it is. I I haven't fact checked it, but I think it's a different thickness than just the regular ones that we sell. But at this point, it should bring it to exactly the right height. So I'm going to put that right there. So I have glue on this side to stick to that, and the dimensionals here, giving it the same height all the way across. Okay, and to finish off the card, I'm going to use some more words from this set that say, "You're the sweetest." Perfect, right? It's going to be perfect. There it is. It's also "love you very much," but I feel like that's too much. It's my daughter's friend. She's very sweet, but I think that would... She's the sweetest. Do I love her very much? Kind of, but that's too much. Sometimes pick your appropriate greeting. Okay, and I like to put things on an angle because I'm not really good at stamping things straight. And if it's at an angle, it was never intended to be straight, right? All right, so let's pop this inside of the card. And voila, done. Okay, let me show you, while I've got this out, I'm just going to show you a super quick trick that you can do. If you do not have a personalized stamp, first of all, you should get yourself one. If you send a lot of cards, you definitely should get one. But if you don't have a lot of personalized stamps and you want to add something to the card, you definitely need to take credit for it. Definitely put your name on the back because people know this card was handmade. Sometimes it's really obvious. Sometimes it's a little obvious. But in any case, they're going to flip it over because they want to know who made it. So if you're proud of what you did, if you're proud of what you did, make sure you take credit. So I'm just taking an image from the stamp set. If you didn't have a personalized stamp, and just stamping on the back, and then you can initial that back there and date it, backdate it if you need to, whatever you need to do. But it just kind of brings everything together. A little bit cuter, right? Okay, that is card number 1. Let me set that aside. Super simple, right? I told you I do card classes at libraries and at senior centers, and we have an hour and a lot of people that want to stamp. So I want to do cards that are not too overwhelming, so everybody leaves having success, because there's no crying in the stamp room. And it's only paper. Everybody should be happy, right? So that was one very basic card. This is the second very basic card. And this card is going to feature, where did I put it? Here we go. It's featuring this paper here, which is called Berry Botanical Vellum 12 by 12 specialty paper. So this paper was a product of the month from Stampin' Up. Stampin' Up has a product of the month every month. For orders of $75 or more, you can earn yourself this product of the month for just $5. So this one had, well, it's actually got some, I think it's 4 different patterns. 2 are floral, but they're kind of different florally. Oh, yeah. See, it's a lot more floral. So it's got the green dots, the lots of floral, the little floral, and then this fresh freesia plaid. Really pretty paper. This is still available. It was actually the product of the month a couple of months ago. I don't know how far back it went, but I checked. And if you place an order of $75 or more this month, it is still available if that's the one you choose. Sometimes, not sometimes, vellum is challenging because you can see the adhesive underneath. And because of that, I think people sometimes struggle with vellum. But I'm going to show you an easy way to hide your vellum. And then we're going to zhuzh it up a little bit. Okay, so very basic card. Again, 8.5 by 11. I didn't do what I had to, so I'm doing it now. Okay, perfect. Oh, yeah. So this one, similar to the other one, I cut 2 smaller pieces, 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to run these through my Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine, aka the Big Boss. So this one I'm using, I think it's called Floral Spray. It's probably really hard to see. Ooh, there you go. Now you can see it. Beautiful, right? And it's got Lily of the Valleys on them. I love Lily of the Valley. My absolute favorite flower. It's around for like 4 days. Anyway, best 4 days of the year. Okay, so I'm going to open this up. I want, this kind of gets skinny in the middle. I want maximum flowers to cover the front of this. So that's pretty good. I feel like there's enough flowers everywhere there. I'm happy with that. So I'm going to run it through my big boss. Alrighty. These are both, everything I'm showing to today were 3D embossing folders, so they're really, really deep impressions. Look at that. So pretty, right? Okay. Hey, Marie. Okay. I am going to put my Lily of the Valley at the... Well, this card can go either direction, can it? Boom. Okay, I'm going to put it here because I'm going to put my focal point here. Yeah, it's just the way I'm going to do it. It's your card. When you make your card, do it any way you want. Again, using green glue so I can get in the nooks and crannies, aiming for... What's the difference between a nook and a cranny? Actually, I don't know. I'm aiming for the part that is not nooked or crannied. Whatever you call that part. Let me know if you know. Okay. This is a 1-inch strip, and it's just to break up the card a little bit. I think I'm going to put my focal point right about there. Down a little bit, because I love these Lily of the Valleys up here. So I'm going to glue this down here. It's just a 1-inch strip, 1 inch by 5 1/4. This is blueberry bushel, by the way. It's not a color I use a whole lot. I love blueberries. And I like blue. I'm not sure why, but I don't use it a whole lot. But I got my color inspiration from the colors that were in here. And while Strawberry Slush is also in here, we've already given Strawberry Slush love today. So we're done with that. Okay, now I'm going to glue this onto here. And that is because you lose, if you don't, you're going to have this streak through here. And that bothers me. If it doesn't bother you, then don't worry about it. Oh, actually, let's pedal backwards for a minute because I wanted to add the highlight to this before I actually put it together. So this is pretty unto itself. You could leave it just like that. This is the other side, right? So I think you can tell this side's more vibrant. This is the back side. But in order to kind of pop it a little bit, I'm going to pull in my, my gel pen. Now these gel pens are fantastic because I'm going to show you like on one flower how much it pops it and compare it to the other. Oh, I don't even have to hold it up. Look at the difference, right? Definitely pops it up. Then I'm going to put some like on the berries, like they're shiny. Shiny, but warning, please don't eat me. Actually, they could be good for you berries. I don't really know. Now this does take a little bit of time to dry. So you just want to be careful. I am right-handed, and I probably should have started over on the left because going back to add things, I don't want to smear. And if you're left-handed, you know exactly what I mean because you've spent your whole life having to worry about that. But look, I'm right-handed, and I keep missing my opportunity to do that. It makes such a difference. So if you don't have these gel pens, they come in a pack of 2, and they're so worth it. I've been adding stuff. You got to know when to stop, right? But that's not me. I'm just going to add a little bit to some leaves here because they feel left out. Okay, stop, Betty, stop. But what a difference, right? Hardly anything. It makes such a difference. Okay. Now, I did tell you it takes a little while to dry, so I'm going to have to set this aside for a second. While I'm doing that, I'm going to stamp my greeting. So I'm using a stamp set called Frames and Phrases. And I guess I can zoom you out. If I can zoom you out, let's see. Nope, that's in. There we go. Okay. Frames and Phrases. It is Susan Camp, if I'm not mistaken, believe it's Susan Campbell's $1 Million Stamp Set. She sold $1 million worth of stamps, or maybe 2, I don't know. I don't even know what she's up to. She's a fantastic stamper. And when you do that, you get to help design a set. So this is a set she designed, lots of words, lots of things you can use. I really like it. So I'm going to use, I'm going to use, have a fabulous day. May your day be filled with love and happiness. I was toying between thinking of you and sending prayers and heartfelt sympathy to you and your family. Actually, I'm going to do that because that's always a good one. I don't actually need that this week, knock wood. But it's a really nice one to have in your stash because you usually, when you get bad news, you don't want to, it's not the time you want to be making a card, right? Okay, so I've got Thinking of You, which I've used a lot. Look at it, it's all stained. It's great. Okay, so I'm stamping this in Blueberry Bushel. Again, I do this with the big group, so the less ink pads we have flying around, the more success everybody's going to have. I'm trying to stand over this to stamp. Ah, la. Perfect. Okay. My card is going to be a horizontal card. This absolutely could be a vertical card, but mine is going to be horizontal, so I want to make my greeting on the inside also horizontal. Ask me how I know that. You should always second guess what you're putting on the inside of your card. Now these words, because they are a little bit more less fun, let's put it, I like these to be straight. I usually don't do sympathy cards crooked because it reads a little bit more fun, and this is not a fun card. Pretty, but not fun. Okay, so I'm going to put green everywhere on the back. I call it green. You know, it's technically it is white glue and dries clear. So nothing about it is green except the packaging. Okay, so I've got that on the inside. And then I'm going to adhere, I'm just going to adhere this part flat. I don't need too many layers for this. So I'm going to adhere that down flat. Okay, now, hopefully this is dry. Can't really tell, but I'm going to flip it over like this. I'm putting this piece behind so that we don't end up seeing this band. I like the band on there. I just didn't want it to be coming through the vellum. So I'm just putting a layer that's a little bit smaller because it will draw your attention to the fact that this is in fact vellum. If I made this a whole square of white, then it reads like it looks like DSP. But when you've got the vellum, I'll show you when I flip it over, but when you've got the vellum on there, you can tell it's vellum, which frankly is a selling point on a card, right? Cards with vellum are always worth more. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little, it doesn't really matter which layer I put it on. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on this layer. That's not at all what I meant to do. Okay, luckily, I got a backup. It's a little bit smaller, but that's fine. Yeah, that'll work just fine. Okay, it's not what I meant to do at all. Don't do that to your vellum. If I edited, I would have edited that out, but I don't edit. So you're just going to put a little bit of glue. What glue of your choice? Glue of my choice is green glue. I'm putting that in the middle, and then I'm just going to center this on the back side of my vellum. Give it a second, press it down. Don't worry if it's not exact. It will not matter. Then when I press it over, when I turn it over, can you see that you see that it's vellum? It still has the vellum look about it, but you're not going to see this big stripe running through it. So it's basically, if you put it, if the entire square were white, then it would read like it's DSP. Not that there's anything wrong with DSP, but there's something more right about vellum. So that's what I wanted to get across. So I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to grab my green glue and put it on here. I'm not popping this up either. And I'm just going to, this is not centered. It's not even. If that bothers you, apologies, but that's the way I'm making it. And then I'm going to put this right in the center. right there. And I will put this on dimensionals. So far, nothing is on dimensionals. Actually, I'll put it on if I can find it. Found them. Okay. That's funny because that's actually Susan Campfield's tagline. And this is her card, her set. Okay. So I've got my dimensionals on this. Peel off the back. And I'm going to, again, I'm putting this straight because, look at, I'm covering up all the, maybe I'll put it over to the side. No. I don't know. I really like these. It's a shame I'm covering them all up. I'm trying to think if I went in that direction. Would it be any better? No. Sure doesn't matter. What do you think? Vertical? Horizontal? No, remember? Thanks for reminding me, people. I know you were yelling at me from your side of the phone. You've already made your greeting horizontal. Okay, so I'm going to put it on like that. I don't care that it's in the center. And I'm pretty sure the recipient won't care either. So there we go. Good use of the vellum. You can't see where I covered it up because I'm putting this greeting right on top of that center part of it, so you can't see that glue down there. And then, whoops. Did you ever send? I bet I have sent these in a card by accident. Backing there. Okay, so there's that. Thinking of you. I'll bring in my first card, and I remembered that I had this on the floor to add to it, and I completely forgot. So I'm going back to the first card here, and I'm using these. These are still available. I'm just saying. So cute. You do not want to miss out on these. They are called Strawberries and Dots, 167479. They have blueberry. Actually, I don't even know if we're giving them color names anymore because they match with a lot of things. But clearly that matches with this. I'm not going to use the strawberries on here because I didn't use them here. If I had, I definitely put the strawberries on there. But I'm going to use... Actually, I'm going to use the blue because we don't have a lot of blue on here. So let me see. I'm going to put 1, 2, 3. All right. This guy's a little too close. Let's move you back down there. Beautiful. And I actually could put them on here. Let's see. Is this ridiculous? It might be. It's too much. Let's just keep it simple. Keep it simple. Stupid. We've all learned that, right? Okay. So, very, very basic cards. Very simple. Easy to put together. These layouts work for so many different things that you probably have in your stash. And you literally use 1 ink each. Could not be simpler. All right. Thanks for making it all the way to the end. Let me flip you around. Thanks for being here all the way to the end. I appreciate it. When will I be back on? I do not know, but I'm making plans to be more consistent. So you can't hold me to this week, but so far you got 2 cards. It's Friday, so hopefully moving forward, I'm going to try and find a time that I can be on consistently, so you can find me if you want me. But you can always watch the replay, and I am going to, fingers crossed, upload this to my Booptique Facebook page, so you will be able to, YouTube page, so you'll be able to see it there. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Anything that you saw here, you can find at bettyboop.stampinup.net. Any questions, feel free to reach out. I'll be happy to answer them. All right, thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate it. Bye. Have a great weekend.